Hey, welcome to Gun Club Radio. And today we're talking about your bad takes. Yeah, your takes. So I'm looking at these comments from the last like 30 days and I'm noticing a trend. There's two trends actually. Some of y'all have like amazing comments that are real thoughtful, maybe even a little bit corrective, like, hey man, I was listening to the podcast, I was listening to the interview, and I was trying to get to this one point, but you interrupted the guy. And it kind of derailed the conversation, and I was not able to hear the important detail. That I can understand. I can also understand when you say stuff like, hey, spectacular interview. A little bit waxy, but I appreciate it. I think I get it now when we're talking about the new gun. There's a new gun called the Bulwark from Wilson Combat, and I think it's a pretty cool gun. There's a lot of questions, a lot of pros and cons. Y'all had a lot to say about it. One of the guys, after like six of y'all were like, "This is crazy. Why would you pay $2,000 for a gun?" One of the guys said, David 4444, said, "Spectacular interview. I think I get it now. You need the hammer to get the 1911 trigger, and you need the internal hammer to make it more reliable and less prone to debris." I'm like, this guy goes on for a minute, and then um, he said you need the grip safety if you want to avoid the frame safety, like the thumb safety, right? And then, but Wilson Combat wanted to produce a gun that had no hand fitting, but uses billet versus stamping and no mem. It's like this comment goes on forever and ever and ever. I'm not even going to finish it, but more or less, he's like excited about it. And then, other people are commenting, and we have a reply to his comment from Kim Gore 4987, who says, the competition is really tough. Quality guns from all over the planet, good guns for good prices. Walther, HK, Canik, etc. sell guns for $600 or $700, $800. Truly a buyer's market. Good time for shooters. And yeah, that's that's um that's a good point. You can get a great gun for under $1,000. So there's a question that's going to come up because we have a guest he's going to come on in probably about 15 minutes or so after we get through this first section. Somebody's saying, "Where's Jason? Where's Tango Explains?" He's here. He's in the green room. But we got to get through this first section first, and then we'll bring him on. Unless of course you guys riot, and then we'll say screw it and we'll bring him on. But let's get through this first section first, and then we'll go. So want to address a few more comments, and then we'll go. So a fun thing about YouTube is it gives you the option to A/B test thumbnails and titles. So one of the thumbnails and titles that I tested with the deep dive for the Wilson Combat Bulwark, the new handgun they're coming out with, was, I think the thumbnail said something like, it was like in quotes, like, beats the Glock 19. And unfortunately with YouTube, if you want to get people to click your video, you should probably talk about Glock. It's kind of like it's like a thing, talk about the hot thing that people care about. And for some reason, we still care about Glock. So one guy said, beats the Glock 19 in quotes. Well, it better for 3 or 4 times the price. It effing better. And I was like, yes, you're right. For 3 or 4 times the price, it better. It better beat it with a wooden spoon. It better beat it like it stole something. And unfortunately, reality is, in the hands of certain shooters, it doesn't matter what the cost of the gun is. It can't beat the Glock because they're not out shooting the Glock. They're not shooting so well that the Glock is getting in the way. And you might dispute it, but well, the Glock trigger is so trash that it gets in the way naturally, and having a $2,000 gun with a $2,000 trigger setup is the way to go. It's going to get out of your way. And I think there's an argument to be said about the gun getting out of the way of the shooter and you being able to just shoot. Line your sights up, pull the trigger. It does what it does. But I would argue you can still do that with a Glock. It's not that serious. Another comment from a completely different video, but I thought this had something to it. This was in regards to our video with the 2311 Oracle Arms. A couple of years ago, they used to be called Oracle Arms. Now it's OA Defense. They came out with a gun called the 2311. It's a 1911 double stack takes P320 magazines. So when you eventually throw away your P320, you have a place to use your magazines. Those magazines are like $60 a pop. You want to keep those. Good gun for that. They're expensive though, like $2,000 a gun, right? It's expensive guns. One guy, Daniel8875, he's like a big bodybuilder in his profile picture, said, please add a phone number for technical support. And I was kind of shocked because I'm like, I thought all major firearms manufacturers used phone numbers in their technical support page. He said, I have emailed 2 or 3 times, never got a response. Only supplied an email address, not a phone number. Lousy way to do business. I'm not going to come at OA, but I understand. I would feel the same way. Truth to be told. It says, I know the owner explains over reasons the last 2 years why he does it that way, but it's a lousy way to do business. I will no longer be purchasing from a company that doesn't provide a phone number and answer the phone. I think if you're going to spend $2,000 on a product, you may or may, like a consumer product, I think you should have access to a human being at that point. You paid a lot of money. Give me a person. At least answer the emails in time. Like when I say in time, like within like 48, 72 hours tops. Going over to probably my last, we'll do like 3 or 4 more comments. Can we talk about the Gideon Optics conversation? We had a conversation with Mike from Gideon Optics. A lot of you love him. A lot of you are his biggest fans, and we will always have him back on the show because he does so well with the people. That said, he addressed why they don't have auto adjust on their optics. I would love to have auto adjust on all my optics if I knew it was going to work great. But also on the other side, it's the technology is a little hit or miss. I know Trijicon has some optics that do it well. EOTech, not EOTech. Holosun has a EPS, or is it the SES? The SES, which is the solar charging site. It has auto adjust. It's primarily auto adjust, and it's got a button to like override to high power, low power, high power. That said, people tend to agree. People are agreeing with us in the comments. Said the mocking of auto adjust is exactly my experience. Useless at night. Went back to manual adjust. Unfortunate. I mean, personally, I don't do a whole lot of night shooting, although with the way my job is set up, we do a lot of work at night. So I really need to do more night shooting. And I would recommend that for other people as well. So yeah, somebody over here was glazing the heck out of Mike, said, Mike has to be the best rep for these types of companies can hope for. Openly discussing the pros and cons of your offering is always refreshing to see. A bunch of people replied to him, said, yeah, but he let out the secret that they're just cheap. Now they're basically saying, once they're not so new anymore, they're going to ratchet up the price. So what now? Cat's out the bag, right? Mike did say, he admitted that at some point in the future, the prices probably will go up as they bring out more high-class products, but he's not the owner, but he's kind of up there in the company. And if he has his way, he'll always have products for the people. We say the people, like regular people like you and me, like we're very regular people. I'm letting you know, I'm not some rich YouTuber. I'm a regular guy. But if you want to help me not be a regular guy, join our memberships. Appreciate that. And so with that, he actually responded and said, there's got to be a balance to it. When I say he, Mike from Gideon Optics replied in the comments, and that's why I really appreciate the relationships that I have with these companies, is they'll actually go back into the comments and reply to you guys. So when you support what we do and help us to go to NRA, help us to go to SHOT Show, we'll be at NRA next year in the Georgia area. Hopefully we get to meet Tango, who's waiting for us in the green room. Give us like 2 minutes. We'll get there, I swear. And so when you guys support us and watch the videos and comment and share and just drop a comment, you don't even have to pay money. Like drop a comment, right? That helps them to know like, oh, when we go on his platform, people actually watch, and I'll ask them hard questions and they kind of have to answer. And if they don't answer, they're dodging you. They're not dodging me. They're dodging you. So here's what we're at. Mike replied, long way around. Mike replied, and he said, there's got to be a balance to it. You can't leave the people behind that built you up. But on the other hand, you don't want to become the Spirit Airlines of optics either, which is a sad and uncomfortable truth that there's a lot of companies out there that they go the way of the dinosaur because they don't know how to price properly. I have a small production business. We do some like videography. We've done some mini docs. We cover Project Gunway. That video, the mini doc for that is almost out. I'm so excited, and I want you guys to see that. That's exciting. And I have to be so careful not to undercharge, because at the end of the day, if my company, the LLC that runs the podcast and the GunTube and my production company, if I undercharge for services, I can't do this. And I love doing this. My wife is going to be like, hang it up, cowboy. You know what I mean? So like, let's be smart and make sure that you're not charging people so much that they cannot afford what you do. And, you know, offer some packages or products that help people. But also for, let's say, the whales, for the power user, you want to offer a product that suits their needs as well. So that fancy Japanese glass LPVO or that German shot glass LPVO, like you want to be able to offer those as well for the man with refined taste, you know, with his pinky up, you know, that kind of thing. So, and then of course, the cool part about my job is when I find a cool company and we have a good conversation, it's really cool to see you guys getting connected with them. I get nothing currently from getting optics and you guys doing transactions, but I think it's cool because I believe in what they're doing. And the guy said, what a boss. I'm ordering an optic today. And if I lived anywhere near you, I'd be hounding you for a job. Your company's going to the moon, sir. Can't wait for the ride. All right, stop glazing Mike so hard. This is kind of ridiculous. It's kind of wild. So somebody said the stream is starting to lag. Black Powder Podcast said, what up? And then my guy said, what up from Orlando? What's up, guys? Sorry that the stream is lagging a little bit. I think we're hardwired in. I thought we were hardwired in. Turning off the Wi-Fi, making sure we're on that hardwire. But let me. I think I might have had that stream setting a little bit too high. That's my mistake, boys. I think we might be pumping it out at 4K. That said, we'll adjust that resolution shortly and we'll get back to business, because at the end of the day, can't be freezing out. Not for that kind of thing. Yeah, we're streaming at 4K. So what we'll probably end up doing, because we're streaming at such a high bit rate, is if you guys let me know if we're still lagging, we'll go from there. Someone said no lag for me. That's great. We'll just keep rocking and rolling. If it gets real bad, we'll make some adjustments. But here's where we're going. I think we have time for maybe like one more question, then we'll bring Tango in and we'll go from there. Let's say one more question, one more comment. Ooh, let's go to the mean comments, because like I live for these. A friend of mine, Courtney Shoots, she recently kind of went super viral, like million views across all the platforms, kind of viral. And like, I think it was actually just Instagram on a product that she didn't have an affiliate link for, like literally 1 million views flooded in. Like she's used to getting like 1,000, 5, maybe 10, but 1 million views hits your video and tons of comments, people calling her like a bad mom, people attacking her. I'm sure there's some crazy, awful people as well. And ultimately, you know, kind of sucks. That said, and you're going to get mean comments, right? It's just part of the game. It's very understandable. You're going to get mean comments, rude people trying to, let's say misery loves company. So somebody said, this interview is like pulling teeth. That's tough. That's tough. Now, the question is, was it me? Did you not like how the guest was interacting? Personally, If it was my fault that the interview was like pulling teeth, I'm sorry. I don't want it to be a bad experience. I want it to be great. I want it to be fantastic. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. And I haven't done interviews in a while. Like if you look at the channel, like we took a break for a couple months. So got to knock the rust off. Got to learn not to talk over my guest again. Got to get some table manners. Somebody said, you are horrible at interviewing. Wow. Hold on. Tango's got kicked out. And then thick skin for the win. Press F. Hold on. Let me just add this to the screen. Black Powder Podcast said, press F. Channel member Black Powder Podcast. Appreciate you for supporting, sir. Guess what? You gotta roll with it. You gotta have thick skin. And if I'm horrible at interviewing, don't watch. Like, don't support what I'm doing. Please hang it up. Like, I appreciate you being here. And I read in the comment, but don't support mediocrity. Dislike the video, hop out. You know, like, don't even give me another minute of your time. Maybe check in when I'm better at this. Somebody said, I wish the interviewer, and this, I'm going to address this. I wish the interviewer would let the guy from Wilson talk. That's my guy, Jeff. Jeff has left comments on a ton of my videos. Does Jeff not know my name by now? The interviewer. Say my name, Jeff. Say my name. Can we get this done? Oh, come on, Jeff. And you're right. There are some moments where I feel like I'm kind of like, I jumped in. Thanks. Sorry. I saw this comment pop up and Matt's, said, I think you've got a pretty soothing voice. Thanks, bud. I appreciate that. Try not to blush too hard. So, here's one comment that I saw that I actually want to address. I got a little bit uncomfortable during the interview with Mike when he brought up voting, because I really don't want my platform to be about anyone's politics. Like, if we're going to talk politics, let's talk about anti-gun politicians, not Republican, not Democrat, because at this point, I don't agree with none of y'all. You know what I mean? Like, none of y'all are making me happy. That said, if we talk about anti-gun Republicans, anti-gun Democrats, I think that conversation is a little bit more. And if you are for the Democratic base, then you can go ahead and encourage your local politician to push ideologies and policies that support us, the pro-gun, pro-freedom people. That's where I'm at. He said everybody's on the list. Yeah, that's right, Black Powder. So this, and I preface that to say this, user JV4IC8RH4D. Can we change your username real quick? Can we call you like Bob? So Bob said, what this man said about blue collar voter. Let me remind the 2A to a community, I guess, what happened in the 90s when I was a kid. I think he's in England, right? England turned over the hunting sport to the rich. Then England voted to completely outlaw all hunting. So that's where you start to like this class warfare in firearms. You know, that's where we run into things like machine guns, suppressors, short barrel rifles, all that crap, right? So, and these are things that Jason Tango, my man, he's like a specialist in this, I guess, because he's such a nerd, and I love him for it. I want him to never change. You know what I mean? So I'm excited to see what he has to say in like 5 minutes. So he said, the rich were pissed they could no longer, I guess, fox hunt on horses. Didn't know that was a thing, but sounds cool. Can we do that? And then look at the state of hunting now in the US. It drops by 5 to 10% each year. Either you own acreage or you have to lease it at $25 an acre. Kind of going on and on and on about like how crazy it's gotten. Now, I mean, we got guys in the comments kind of addressing certain things about like open carry and whatever. And we can talk about that, right? But I think the point of this is, if you continue to allow whether it's Democrat or Republican or Independent or Green Party or Libertarian, to continue to pull away your gun rights. And you allow presidents who promised to protect your gun rights to not do that. Well, then we have problems. Like, we had opportunities to get short barrel rifles and suppressors completely taken out of the NFA, and we let them just get away with it. We just let them get away with it. But I digress. I digress. The bread and circuses are excellent, by the way. So here's where we are. We've got a lot of great comments, and I appreciate every single one of them. Even the ones that are kind of offensive, like if you woke up to it, you'd be like, "Oh, that's a terrible way to start your day." But guess what? It's part of the game. Like, you guys go in, you watch a video, blow it up, sends me a few bucks. I'm super happy about it. Gives me the opportunity to continue to go out and meet cool people, shoot cool guns, and to talk about it on the internet in front of a camera in my little office. And I appreciate that. So without further ado, can we transition over to the part of the conversation where we bring on the expert, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Tango. Jason.
Oh, you're putting me high on a pedestal right now. I wouldn't call myself an expert, but I'm here to have fun.
Dude, well, I mean, we were talking about it before, and like, this is kind of new for you. Like,
yeah, this is new. I mean, I've been thinking about starting a YouTube channel for a long time, and I probably spent like 3-4 months just trying to figure out like what do I really want to make this about. And I guess I just kind of ended up where I just want to make an educational channel because I want to learn time. And I just,
can y'all let us know if the echo is still occurring? Go ahead and Tango, you can start talking and we'll see if it's still echoing.
Test. But yeah, I'm here. I'm glad to be doing this. I think this is a new direction that I'm heading towards.
I'm waiting for those comments to populate back in. Somebody said, "Holy echo." So I'm just gonna pull it up on my phone, make sure. It's still there. Okay. Sorry, guys. Do you have YouTube up or anything?
I don't have anything running.
Okay, it may just be the way I routed the audio. Sorry, guys. Let me just. Oh yeah, that's echoing. Sorry, gents, ladies and gents. Let me just change the settings real quick. Just change how we're routing this. My bad. I thought we had this thing down. Let's go ahead and get this added to the chat real quick. Glasses on point.
Makes me look nerdy and smart, which is not always true.
Check 1 2.
Test.
Why is this not showing up? How about that? Does that work out?
Hey guys, hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, let's see.
I don't know if is it still echoing? Still echoing.
Jeez, it's still echoing. How about this? You're using earbuds?
Yeah. I have AirPods in.
Crazy. All right. I'm like looping it back around for some reason. That's probably what's happening. Say something.
Test. 1 2 3. 1 2 3.
pissing me off. Okay, so I'm gonna kick you out for 1 second, and then I'm gonna try to
You're good.
reroute the audio. We'll try this one more time. So jump out, hop back in. We'll go from there, and we'll start from the top.
All right. Okay.
Sorry, guys. I don't know what's wrong with me. I thought we had this thing down, but every once in a while, it doesn't work out the way it's supposed to. So while we're waiting on this, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments. I know there's quite a few of you here. Who's here? Where are y'all from? What are you guys excited about? I know there's a couple events coming up. ARMS coming up, a few other events. What are you guys excited about? Any cool guns coming out this year? And yeah, so the problem, somebody was asking about how this kind of works. The problem is sometimes there's like a mix minus that doesn't happen. And it's not like a true loop. It's like a very close. Like I'm using the same routing on both. So that to multi, and then let's see if we can't pick up Jason. Tango.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Let's see.
Is that better?
Let's see. I feel like it's probably better. I appreciate you guys being excited for all this. All right.
I'm excited that you're excited. Well, looks like it's fixed.
Let's go. Okay.
Audio engineer, new title.
Yeah, just add it to my list. Actually, I think he's got a gold record producer. He actually produced one of the old theme songs for this show. And so let's take it back. Tango from Tango Explains. I think your mom calls you Jason, if not something else. Welcome to the show. Dude, can we 1,000-foot view? Who are you? What have you been doing on YouTube? And why would I invite you to this little show? Like, what was so exciting that I was like, oh, dude, we got to get him on the show right now. Can't wait another day.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here. This is my first show, so please excuse me if I'm not doing anything correctly. But yeah, I started a YouTube channel called Tango Explains. My name is Jason, and I am not a full-time filmmaker. So if you watch my videos and you're like, dang, this guy must know what he's doing, I don't. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just learning on the way. Okay. I just mainly I like doing this because I want to learn, and as I learn more, I get to understand more of the two-way stuff. I get to teach, and it's a win-win for everyone. But I feel like I definitely don't like having the same content format as everybody else on the YouTube space. I feel like a lot of it is just copy and paste. You know, you shoot guns, you do this, you do reviews. So I was like, hey, yeah, let's just start something new, have fun with it, and see where it goes. And I feel like that content that I make is very reflective of who I am as a person in real life. If you know me in real life, I am just ADHD to the max. You know, no Adderall taken. So I think that content reflects that, and it's unique, and I think that's why you like it. You know, it's different. It's not something you usually see on the content space, and I feel like a lot of people can resonate with that. You know, in my YouTube channel comments, they're like, dude, this is like new, like you're gonna blow up. And I'm like, yeah, just like give it some seconds, you know, let me marinate a little bit, and let's see what YouTube says about me.
I mean, but couple of your videos did actually very well for a new channel. Like, and that's the hard. right? Sometimes you put a lot of effort because you do a lot of editing, like some of your transitions, and see, I don't know who you've got on the back end or what services, what this and that. You excellent, like truly great transitions, great overlays, pulling up historical facts and data. Like, oh, Eugene, so and so did this, and the Browning is this way, and suppressors are actually called this, and like I'm like mentally overloaded because it's just so like it's a fire hose of good information, and you really should go back and listen to
Yeah.
it 1 point, 1.75 speed just to kind of like soak it in a little bit more. And if it sounds like I'm glazing, but that's not the point. The point is like you're doing really good stuff. I'm a big fan, and the YouTube algorithm has somehow found a way to reward it. Normally, it doesn't, but it's rewarded your work with I think it was like 2 million views in like just a few months across
Yeah.
the video formats.
Hmm.
How's that been? Like,
Yeah,
knowing
and
that
that's
a ton of people are watching your stuff.
you know, it has gone to a point where like people I haven't spoken to in 7 years contacted me on Snapchat like, "Did you just upload a YouTube video?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that was me. That was me." And there's like 3 or 4 of them so far, and they're like, "Yeah, I subscribed to a YouTube channel." Out in the middle of nowhere, I haven't spoken to them in a long time, you know?
I,
And I'm like telling my friends about this YouTube channel that they shoot guns, obviously, and they're like, "I'm already subscribed." I'm like, "What? And you never told me? Like, what is going on here?" So yeah, I mean, the realization has not hit me until that started happening, and
now,
I feel like that's like a good indicator of me like growing. Yeah.
yeah, are guns like a new thing for you, or have you always shot? You're out in in a good part of the
Um,
country.
not like I'm not super in depth previously until I started last year. I really got into my gun. I got my first carry, got my first AR, and then it just started taking off from there. This year, I'm like, I need something different. I need something new. Maybe I'll start trying this YouTube thing so I can start learning more about guns and maybe get into a sphere where I'm influenced by guns all over the place. And that's how, I grow as a person. I learn more.
Very cool. Now, I mean, your career is not anywhere near guns. You're not in law enforcement. You're not like an army guy. You're in the tech space for maybe I don't know how many people know that if that's okay to share, but you go from that to oh, last year I bought a gun or two. I bought an AR. Bought a handgun. Like what even inspired you to do that? Did someone kick in your door and you're just like never again? Like what happened?
No, I first tech and guns does not go well together, and
No, they
that's why
don't.
I'm like, if my coworkers find my YouTube channel, I'm like, oh, please don't tell HR, like leave me alone. But no, I think a lot of part of it is my brother. He was into guns, and I've always played video games growing up. Guns are cool. I played a lot of CS:GO. I used to grind that days on end. So I feel like it really it's an easy transition. If you know you like video games, then guns is an easy transition for you to get into. So,
Yeah,
and
well,
that's
and
kind of the audience I kind of like to cater towards.
yeah, no, actually, I see that like, and the way you do it, like I can tell you have ADHD because like the way you know the content you produce is not for people who have patience. Even though the
Mm,
content you produce would traditionally be oh History Channel for those guys who are 60 plus sitting on the couch, got nothing to do. They're in a hospital room laid up somewhere. They got nowhere to go. They ain't got nowhere to be. We're gonna watch
mhm.
it. This is like I'm literally on my lunch break and I'm like, oh, Tango uploaded first. 13 seconds in, only 100 views. Tango's falling off, type of thing. You know what I mean? So, like, dude, really happy to see that you're doing well. Um, and you said something somewhat profound about you say profound, like it's normal. That people who play video games, especially the semi-violent rated T to M style, Medal of Honor, Call of Duty,
Mhm.
Ghost Recon, all these things, Splinter Cell, like there's guns in 68, 70% of games that aren't like 2D side scrollers at least. And there's a lot of guns in those too.
Mhm.
Um, CSGO, Call of Duty. Apparently on Twitch, the US Army was doing their darndest to run ads on Twitch alongside like shooting games. So more or less being like, do you
Mm.
like shooting guns? Do you like that from Moss? Well, you'll never shoot one with us, but hey, close enough, right, boys? So that's kind of
I,
where I'm like, diabolical.
no, I think there's a big correlation between the two. I've heard something about the military also just doing advertisements and using video games as training now for FPV drones, which is crazy to think about.
That
You
actually
know,
makes.
like five. Yeah, exactly. It's
Like, are
it's
we
like
talking about?
it's a great training platform.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have you
and
ever tried
I
sort of games or anything?
have I what?
Have you ever tried VR like video games and such?
I have not tried VR video games before. I was like, I'm gonna get into this Ace VR shooting for competition. Never gone to it.
Never got into it. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I see a lot of Ace VR. It looks cool for like the novelty's sake. Like, hey, let's try it at least one time. Maybe
Mm.
if you're a complete USPSA geek, maybe it makes a ton of sense. But on the other side, I think VR tends to be like new game comes out, it's awesome. Let's try it for a few days, try it for a few weeks, and then you kind of fall off, like fizzles fast type of thing. But kind of, I guess, getting back to why I even brought that up was somebody I was watching something about like VR the other day. I think it was the Real Life Fake Wizard. He's a commentary guy,
Mm.
uh, and he was talking about how VR has fallen off in favor of AI and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Like, no more metaverse, more like, you know, big factories in the middle of nowhere that are just housing circuit boards for a little thing in your pocket that talks to you and tells you how to write a paper, an essay better, or how to play your YouTube videos better, um, which I may be guilty of using every once in a while to try to help me sort my ADHD thoughts. Sue me. But
Yeah.
I guess kind of getting back to the point overall is I think you're right. Video games have a great purpose, and there's a lot of crossover. Um, and now I want to talk to you about your, I guess what's next. You know, like what's this next video that you're working on? Can you tell us?
Yeah, next video.
Because you
I
just
had a video coming up. Sorry?
sorry, you just dropped a video like very recently.
I did just drop a video very recently with a product that OSI have sent me, or not OSI, Light has sent me,
Mhm.
which I'm very grateful for, and I appreciate that very much. And it's a great product again. But I think upcoming, I want to go more of something that everybody has in their household that they don't think about, right?
Okay, okay. We
Not
dropping
with
hints or
related to the two-way community. Yeah, with related to the 2A community. Next, I can tell me I'm going to drop this like in the next couple of weeks. So the next one is going to be about 9mm and the history and background about that. And I feel like that's a great start because everybody has 9mm in their house. But I don't really think people really, want to discuss about the background, and you don't really think about the background. It's just always been there. So
yeah,
it's little things where like you've always had it and you've probably always used it, but it's not something you thought about. And my video, the biggest technique for my content that I want to put up is let me answer questions that you've never probably thought before, that you never knew you wanted answers for. And that's kind of my framework for finding next videos to post.
yeah. Well, I mean, in the 300 blackout video, I think that one did very well for you, if I'm not mistaken. Um, that
Hmm.
one I saw it and I was like, "Ooh, I need to watch that video." Then I forgot to add it to my save later, and it ended up popping up again. I guess because YouTube knows me better than I know myself, and I ended up watching it, and I was like, mind blowing. Like, oh my gosh, this
Yeah.
is it, like I did not like I've known some things about the 300 blackout round. Like, okay, so it's like a necked up, it's like 7.62 and 5.56 kind of had a baby in the way the casing is, and you'll blow a hole through
Hmm.
the side of your gun if you do it wrong, blah 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 blah. But like, what's like the real reason why it was created? Who made it? Okay, so it's 300 blackout, but who it was it advanced armament, and then you like very cleanly spelled it out, and I think like this isn't I think it's comprehensive enough that people who are interested in history can have fun with it, you know? Like
Yeah.
it may not be so comprehensive that like the deepest history nerds are just like, yeah, more
Oh,
like because they got
and
this like
I got them. I
oh
get them all the time now. Like it
say
is
more.
nonstop. They're like, "Yeah, you're missing this like most important information." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm missing it, but it doesn't work with the video. Like I'm just gonna add another one. Like I'm not gonna add 4 minutes is a very long time already for people, that has short attention spans. So
Mhm.
if I'm adding another minute on top, it's gonna make it very hard for me to flow the video, make it smooth. And if I don't like it, I'm
A
cutting it
runtime of
out.
your
But I
videos for
Yeah, I usually want to stick around 4 to 5 minutes because um, after that, it's so much harder to get someone's attention over and over again.
yeah. No, I 100% agree, and I think there's some virtue and like wisdom in doing that.
Hmm.
By the way, somebody said that they want one of those Tango shirts. I mean, it's actually super dope. You were just telling me about it.
Oh, you should see the back of it. It's
Dude,
sick.
I'll give you the
It's
screen.
sick. You want? I'll turn around. I'll turn around. I'll turn around.
I'll
Ah, you
explain.
guys can see.
Oh, dude, are you kidding me? That's
Yeah.
okay. I'm gonna try to explain it. It's basically a 9 mil casing, X-rayed in, where you can see the gunpowder and all the different components of it, and more or less in the way that you would normally explain how things work. It kind of like breaks down the different
Mhm.
components of. I believe that's 9 mil. Um, so
Yep. That's
that's
exactly right.
that's pretty sick.
I feel like
Me,
yeah, that was on brand. I'm like, thank.
that's a shirt I would buy. I'm gonna send you some money. I need that shirt. Okay, just say.
Maybe it might be a I haven't really thought about the shirt stuff, and I thank my friend for this because this is a great idea. I love this shirt. I'm gonna wear it every day now, but it's one of those like maybe exclusive drops once in a while.
Right,
But I
right.
haven't thought about you know.
I'm gonna need two, one for the wash, one for the wall. You know what I mean? So um,
I'll sign it.
I appreciate that. Just sign the tag, dude. So yeah, I mean, you as a YouTuber, like all the YouTube experts will tell you, you got to try to keep it to 8 minutes, right? Because that's where once you monetize, and I think you just hit monetization, which is incredible. Congratulations. Like that's a
Thank you.
hard thing to get to, and I think you've been able to not speed run that, but you've been able to earn that with just intentional content that shares important things
Mm,
that people, if you're into firearms, you should probably know these things. Like, and the only reason you don't is because we're kind of the TikTok generation. We're not sharing information. We're just kind of sharing noise, you know. So the signal to noise
yeah.
ratio is off, and you're sending that signal. That said, normally they'll say 8 minutes is the time you want to get to.
Hmm.
I disagree, not because of ads, because like you make more money on an 8 minute video. But I disagree because I believe a video needs to be as long as it needs to be and not a second more. That's just the case.
Mm.
That's how it is. And
I,
what's your,
I
I
didn't even
guess,
know that 8 minutes.
yeah, I mean, if you can get to 8, you make more money, like you double your money. But
Oh,
at the end of the day, like if you truly believe that a video is like 4 minutes is a sweet spot for it, like then you can't go over that time unless you can keep them, like unless you can keep people longer by offering more value. Um, and I guess that's the question. Can we brainstorm here? Is there a way that Tango can offer even more value to give that 15-minute video or to even give like a 60-minute video to somebody who really wants to deep dive for 60 minutes? Is there a way to go longer with the content?
I think in my particular format, it is very hard to be able to put in a way that's v- well, I call it like attention baiting, right? I want to bait your attention as much as possible. And a lot of part of that is like I did a lot of research on just the algorithm and psychology behind videos as well because a lot of my average view duration, regardless of how long the video is, I had a 6 minute video, I had a 4 minute video, it's always around 2 minutes, which is interesting to think about because that is very representative of my viewers. Why are my viewers only watching 2 minutes of my video? right? And that goes into the analytics of everything. I'm staring at this analytics all the time. Like I want to know every little detail, why everything dropped to the millisecond, to every second of the video playing. How is it doing for each second? So to put a video that is super long and for a average viewer to watch through all that video, it is very hard to keep putting out a attention bait to
Hmm.
keep them watching the video. Um, and then I haven't thought about it as much as I should have about that particular aspect, because I feel like, yeah, if I do put a longer video out, I don't know if it will hurt my performance or improve my performance.
Um, so like YouTube, like ball knowledge type thing, there's ratios. Like
Hmm.
if you put a 20-minute video
Hmm.
out and people watch an average of 6 minutes of it, that's good. If you put out a 4-minute
Mm,
video
okay.
at watch an average of 1 minute, that's actually worse for you. So
Okay.
we can talk a little bit of shop after the fact, or we can do a stream where we just kind of go back and forth on that. I don't care. I don't know how much of that's super interesting to people who love Tango for Tango, but somebody did say something. They said we should do a giveaway now. I don't know that I can give away your shirts. I don't know if your boy can make one more because I'm willing to pay for it and have it
Yeah.
shipped out to somebody in the
No,
states.
I I will. Let me think about this. Maybe it'll be a different design. Maybe it'll be the same design. But I feel
Mhm.
like this is just a concept right now. So,
Okay.
and my
How
you
about
can thank my friend. I wasn't the one that brought up with this idea. He was the genius to do that. He showed
yeah,
me when we were having beers one day, and he was like, "Dude, you gotta look at this." And I'm like, "That is so sick." I hate myself that not. I don't. How did I not figure out about that? You know,
dude,
because
that's the beauty of things, right? It's like every once in a while you see a design, like my boy Glock Bay 17.
hmm
He years ago, like at least 5 6 years ago, I believe he made a brand called Glock Bay, and it's a kind of a goofy name, and everybody thought it was a girl running the account. It's like a guy from New York, like black dude from New York, and like people, it resonated with people. And he came out with this character. It's like this 8-bit dude with a hat on, 8-bit shirt, 8-bit pants, just holding an 8-bit handgun out. And like I saw it and I was like, dude, like, can I license this from you? Like, this is amazing. Like, I will pay you money so that I can use this in my stuff. It's just that cool. Didn't end up doing that because the show does not make that much money, but would be great if it did. I would absolutely do that. Like, can I buy that concept from you? Um, so we're gonna have to invite you back when you get the merch going, so we can do a giveaway for one of the shirts, whatever design you guys have. Maybe that'll be like a hangout stream. You guys hop in. I will say that I really try to keep the giveaway stuff kind of localized to people who participate in the Discord group. I know that's feels gatekeepy to some of y'all. To me, it doesn't, because you know if you want to be involved, be involved. Like, so I'm gonna drop in the comments a link to our Discord group for anyone who wants to join up, and we're gonna give some stuff away to those guys. By the end of the stream, we might give some away. I don't know. Maybe we'll wait till stream number two. I'll let you guys know. Give you guys a chance to kind of file in and get involved. Now, don't be the weirdo who jumps into the Discord group and just like lurks, like says nothing, doesn't like anything, doesn't respond, doesn't react, just sits and watches. Like, at least say hello. Don't be say hello. Who are you walking in there not saying hello? That said, how are you involved, Tango, in your local community, like in your shooting community? I see you're at the range. You're at this outdoor range. It's actually pretty nice. With the little covering and the nice berm. Very reminiscent of your side of the country. But like, how like do you go shooting with friends? Do you shoot by yourself? How are you shooting?
Um, I usually like to go shooting with friends because it makes more interesting things happen. But often I just go by myself, right? I only recently started doing competition shooting and I feel like it's only been I started this year, so it hasn't been very long, and it's a once a month time thing. So not very often I get to do that, but um, I feel like to improve myself as a shooter, I should do stuff like that more often.
You said
But
you
I'm
started
trying.
competing. What kind of discipline did you get in? Like, is USPSA, IDPA, Steel 12?
Just just USPSA.
Okay, USPSA. How do you feel like you're doing with that? Do you feel like you're kind of like coming along, or is it just super tough, like competition stiff? Like, where are you at with that?
Oh man, I'm full in it. Like I am practicing my dry fire every day. But
Oh, you got
I feel
there.
like I'm doing all right. Like
Like,
I'm super competitive. Like right, I'm nerdy. I'm competitive. Like it's not. I don't know if it's a good like mix, but it's there.
hey, I mean, it's something, and I think we're reaping the benefits of it because, I think I guess that's my next question is you are in the firearms niche. You're kind
Hmm.
of doing things a little differently. Like, oh, there's like TGC, but they're like gun news currently, like the Gun Collective. They have their event coming up. GunCon, I don't think our code still works, but go support those guys. Um, if there's a code, it might be Gun Club, maybe, but I don't think it still works. But go buy a ticket, go to GunCon, or ARM, the regular meetup. Um, like there's guys in the gun space who do like historical things, but I don't know if anyone's doing it quite like you. How do you compete like with that? Like how does that scratch your competition itch?
Well, I feel like I cannot compete with them just yet because of how established they are, right? And
Mhm.
it's it's hard to push yourself into that space because there's so much competition going on.
Mhm.
So that's why I have to really be my own unique content and cannot just replicate other people. And I feel like so far it's been successful, but I am thinking about starting a new YouTube channel that's more, well, maybe not more, but less educational. Maybe just more about my opinions, my views, and stuff like that. And it will be very different. I feel like to compare it to what other people are doing right now, because I don't really care too much about the shooting stuff. People make a YouTube video, they shoot like half the video. I don't care about that. Like I don't care about the shooting stuff, and I feel like a lot of people don't either. You skip past a lot of the shooting stuff because it's not informative. There's nothing of value gained, right?
Yeah,
It's only after they finish shooting, then they give you informative value. But while you're shooting, there's no information being gained. But it's different if you're watching like Dirty Civilian. Their intros are always more cinematic and it's more planned out, and that's informative because it's just fun to watch. It's just different.
yeah. Those
People
are
will
gear.
watch that.
If you watch their content, it just show like what that gear looks like when it's being used. So it's like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll take that.
Hmm.
No, actually, I agree. You don't want to, in the sense that you don't want to just be a clone. Early on in my career, if you want to call it that, I've been called the budget Colion Noir, and I wonder why. Is it because I'm black? Is it because I wear a hat? You know,
Yeah, there's a
I
lot of association with race in this 2A community, and I don't know if I hate it or I like it, but it's there. I've been
it,
called roof Korean like so many times I can't even count no more.
are you Korean?
No, I'm not Korean.
Well, then I don't know what they're going on about.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm saying, but it's funny to me. It's just how people associate. As long I
yeah,
like the association though. Like if they can associate me to being something, then that means I am gaining value in their brain.
okay. So, one of the one of the things that I personally realized when making, because I have two channels. One is currently called Armed Atlas. I'm going to rebrand it soon, and one is called Gun Club Radio. And with Armed Atlas videos, there is like actual shooting content, right? It's traditional
Mhm.
gun tube review. Send a gun to me, or I'll go buy a gun, or I'll borrow a buddy's gun, and I'll shoot the thing. I'll shoot 250 rounds. I'll shoot 500. Shoot 1,000 or more. Maybe I'll shoot it over the course of several years, and then I'll talk to you guys about it. Maybe I'll do a follow up. Blah 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 blah. Typical gun tubey stuff. And I think it has its place. It has a certain level of value to like brands and people who watch. That said, Um, here's the question, right? Is for me, I realized that I personally hate just sitting there watching somebody shoot. If there's, I mean, for a moment, like if there's commentary or we're watching a range day, maybe if I'm really feeling the vibe. But how much of that can just be like B roll? Can the shooting portion be B roll and the conversation piece be going? You know,
And
can the video support
I,
what we're talking about?
I did a lot of research because I feel like it's important to know what you're getting into. So even before I started the channel, I did a lot of research on just how to make very baity videos where I really can contain your engagement into my video. And a lot of it is that's why I like if you know who this YouTuber Hop is,
Oh, Hop's crazy.
he's pretty big.
We like
and
Hop.
and the the good thing about Hop and what he really does is not only he gives us information, but his shooting style and his just shooting videos and shooting clips is being acted as B-roll. And that's a very smart decision to do because again, like people don't want to just see you shoot, they want to learn from you, they want to be informed. So if you just have B-roll on top of you being, talking and doing stuff, then that is more informative. And you users will like stay and watch that because they're just not watching you shoot. They're learning something as you're shooting. And I love his style, but that's not something I could do because
Yeah.
it's just too slow for me too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you gotta manage that ADHD a little bit. You gotta be careful. Uh, so
But that is something what he's doing is very good because it's informative and it serves a purpose. His shooting is just B-roll, and I feel like you could do that as well. Like that's um, that's a good change in YouTube for the two-way community.
yeah, I think it's got its purpose. Everyone makes their own content. Like if you look at like Honest Outlaw, he's got a format. He's got a lot of people who love the videos,
Hmm.
and depending on which
Hmm.
video, like if it's top five firearms, his best videos are like top five firearms for under $500. That's gonna hit 1 million. Like that just is, you know. And then there's like the Grand Thumb where
Yeah.
like part of watching it is the experience of it. And I've watched a lot less Grand Thumb in the last few years. Just think I moved past it a little bit. Not that it's bad, but just kind of moved past it a little bit. Um, but I think there was at some point like a real like novelty piece to it. Like, oh, we're gonna freeze all your favorite guns. We're just gonna put ice water on them and just try to pull the trigger and see if it works. And that's a scientific experiment, like, oh my gosh, have controls and we have isolating the variables. You're like, oh, this is so scientific. Like clearly we have the same amount of water. We've controlled the water to make sure it has the same like we come on. Like it's a cool video.
Yeah. Uh,
It's
and
entertainment.
he well, each of those YouTube channels know their niche. They know
Mhm.
what they're good at, and that's why they cater towards that audience. And I feel like if that's why being having a YouTube identity and people knowing what you do well is important. Um,
Mhm.
and
Yeah, fair. Very
starting that
fair.
early on is like that's why I'm doing the way that I'm doing it now because if people saw my face on YouTube, that's why the first two videos I feel like on my YouTube channel did not do well because my thumbnails did not have my face, which is okay because I just started, but people could not relate my face to a specific identity. So
What's channel
that's why I
Tango
didn't do as well.
Tango explained? Tango history? Oh, what's the name of your channel? I'm pulling it
Tango
up.
explains.
Is it Tango? What? I just pulled it up. It's like just a bunch of guys doing the tango.
Dancing. I know. I know. I know. My friends are like, I'm trying to search up your YouTube channel. Like, I see people dancing.
Yeah.
I'm like, ah,
Well,
dude.
just need just a little bit more. just a little bit. Here it is. Tango. It's just I think you just search Tango or at Tango Explains. Let me add the
Yeah.
link into the chat so the guys can have it in case they want to go follow you. I don't think I put it in the description of this video either. What a guy. What a Chad. Look at me. Um, Either way, really. Uh, what is going on? Sorry, something threw me off. Um,
Very good.
yeah, no, I'm actually looking at your channel right now, and it's like, okay, the forward assist video. The inventor didn't want the forward assist question mark, and the thumbnail title, which is the true
Suppressor.
title of the video. This shouldn't exist, the forward assist, and that's such a controversial thing. And I feel like if you put that out again, like it would do so well, but
And that is part of my strategy and my technique right now too. Is that I specifically chose that video as my first video because I knew it would be so controversial and it would do well amongst people because people won't stop talking in the comments section.
Mm. So
There's a strategy like I like before I even created the channel. I'm like, there's a strategy I really need to follow right now to really jumpstart this career.
yeah, um, the suppressor history video. That's actually the second video I watched. And the funny thing about YouTube is, like, if you find a creator you like, they always say, like YouTube education wise, oh, you have to upload a few videos just to make sure that once people watch that first video from you, they can go watch something else. What do you say to that? Do you feel like that's a thing now? Do you feel like you're hitting that velocity now that you've created a few videos? You're only 4 videos in. Like you could quit tomorrow, and I look crazy for having you on. But like, do you feel like there's something to that? Oh dang, he froze. Okay, so Tango froze. I kicked him out. Well, once he hops back in, we'll continue the conversation. I'm gonna have to edit that out. Great. Let me know if it lets you back in, Tango. We're just having the best time. Hit him up on Instagram. All right. Well, while he's doing that, I will note that he's got a couple different videos up right now. The latest one being the simple invention that fixed pistol lights. And I've had a lot of thoughts around pistol lights recently. There he is. It just took him a while to hop in. And then problem solver, the problem solver. That's gotta be it, right? Um, hey Tango, welcome back. Sorry, I'm gonna send a.
No, you're all good.
Somebody said Gun Club. What's your EDC? I will talk about that when we start talking about our EDCs. But I wanted to, before we get there, I wanted to just kind of talk about your recent titles. Obviously, the last question I asked was, they always say like upload a few different videos, like YouTube educators and whatnot. I'm a student of the game, right? And they say upload a few different videos so people can watch your catalog. Pretty much, like once they find you, they can watch a few videos from you. Do you feel that your 300 blackout video kind of helped to feed people along? Like, did you see in your analytics where it says, "Oh, they're watching these videos now," or was there a combination of things, or do you feel like that video just stood on its own?
No, I think that's a unicorn. Uh, the end screen click rate was not very high, but um, I a lot of the subscribers and views came from the shorts, which I fed into my YouTube, and that kind of helped to like push it along a bit more. But I'm trying, like I'm trying on various different methods trying to get this jump started. But YouTube being YouTube, it's doing its algorithm thing, so it's
Mhm.
I'm not understanding it, but it's just happening the way it's whatever
Well,
it's doing.
making videos, I know it's really easy to be like, oh, we hit crazy numbers, and then we don't post for like a month or two, then you post something else, and then it's like, oh, I didn't do as well. I should hang it up.
Yeah.
That's not the solution. The solution
No.
is keep posting. Keep
Yeah.
posting. And I know
Well,
the way you make your
my
videos.
posting frequency right now is about a month, so it's gonna be monthly intervals. I'm gonna be posting videos because, I mean, it takes a whole week for me to even just figure out my script and figure out what to write about, and then a whole nother week to shoot, film, edit, and 2 weeks in
Do
total
you edit?
just to edit and film. Yeah.
Do you edit the videos yourself, or do you
Oh
get
yeah, I do everything. Everything. I do it by everything, and like I don't do a lot of video previously, so it's a learning journey as well. Like if I'm you
that's
you I mean, you watch my effects, like those, the tracing and stuff like that. It's I just googled how do you trace something, on After Effects. I
so
learn it, I do it.
because you're doing some cool stuff, and we've got some projects coming up that need cool stuff. So look at you. You got a job offer. Would you look at that? So um might prime time. Mattis prime time. Matt Site part time. What is his name? Matt Site part time. He said, Gun Club, what's your EDC? I'm going to ask you what your EDC is. I'll share after we get done. But
Um, Current EDC is my Glock 19. I have a EPS carry on it with a, TLR7 HLX. That's it.
nice.
Nothing fancy. Got a extended mag release and an extended slide stop, but that's it. Yeah. I don't carry extra mags. I don't carry no fancy holster. I just carry it 3 o'clock. Um, yeah, I like it that way.
Nice. Any is it custom holster or something simple? What do you have?
It's from Tenacore.
Tenacore?
It's
Okay.
their yeah, Certum Lux. And I like, yeah, I watch these EDC videos and they're like, yeah, I carry a knife, I carry a flashlight on me, I carry an extra tourniquet. I'm like, no, that's not me. I don't like getting all of those to get out the house. So something
Yeah.
simple, something quick just to put on and get out.
To me, if it's not easy, I won't do it. Maybe that's the ADHD striking again. Um, and so I'll I'll explain my ultra extravagant everyday carry setup. Currently, for the most part, I'm carrying. You ever heard of Cakes Concealed Carry? It's like a lady's um, sling bag, kind of the lady who made it, Tamco.
Oh,
Yeah, I know you. I know you've heard of it. I know you've seen it. They're kind of everywhere.
yeah. Okay,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, they're kind of like a leather, a material. It looks leather. It is. They're made in Bangladesh. Like a family friend of the owner. So it's not like these poor kids in China being forced into slave labor to make bags for Americans that cost the owner 13 cents to make, and now they're selling it over here for over $100, and we're just raking in the profits. Not like that.
I mean,
These
that's
are
just business. That's just
it is
business,
business, but
like,
also can we be ethical a little bit, like a little bit?
yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
that said, I carry in one of those a lot more recently now. The owner, we've done some like video work together, and she was like, "Hey, here, let me get you one." And so I've been like, I'm gonna really test this thing out because I want to do a review on it, and I want to talk about like where it works, where it doesn't work. And I already told her I'm gonna tell the truth about this thing. If it sucks in a way,
Mhm.
I will share that. Is that okay? And she's like, "Yes, please. That's how we get better." And I was like, "You're smart. I like you. You're smart, you know?" Um, so I've been carrying one of those. It's like magnetically sealed. So you grab the tab and you yank down and it breaks the magnet seal. Um, Firearms right there. Pull that tab down to kind of make it taut. You draw in it in the bag. I have a holster by North Coast Tactical. My guy Dan up in Ohio, he's cool. And the thing that I'm drawing out, that is a 365X, which is a small one, but I have it customized slightly where I changed out the grip because you can do that on those. I changed it out to the macro grip, so like full size, like Glock 19 size grip. 17 round native mags for those because it's like the X macro grip, which is crazy because I used to carry a 19 with 15 rounds, and then this is slightly smaller, 17 rounds.
Uh,
Explain.
Man, that The magazine size is what really gets me to like. Well, I'm not a huge person to like modify my firearms to get it into a version that is better, but it's still what it is. You know, like the
Hmm.
I see these videos of people like upgrading their 43X with a ramjet and then adding a external like you know third party magazine just to make it function as good as the 19. I'm not one of those person. I absolutely hate the idea of ramjets. Not because they're not good. It's just you're you're increasing length and just to have a better performance where you can just buy a whole new gun for better performance. But that's my philosophy. But I mean the 365 is great. That thing is sick. I want one. I want one. I'm always like I'm a whole Glock guy, but I want one.
Yeah, I will say the 365, the standard like 3.1 or 3.2 inch slide is a little too snappy for me with the small grip, but with the
Hmm.
Ramjet, it makes it perfect. Now, to be fair, they sent me one, and when you get a free product, it's easy to talk about how much you love it because you didn't have to spend
Yeah,
$400 on top of the price of your gun for a thing, you
yeah,
know, because that's a lot of money.
yeah.
Like I know we're getting a barrel plus a comp, but that's a lot of money. Everything premium.
I bought a
So,
47 for 250. So $400 is a lot of
what
money. You know,
you bought a was it Glock Trading 47?
it wasn't a
Like
trade-in. It was just some
trading
guy's 47. He was selling
some
it for
guys Glock
250.
47. He sold you for 250. You stole
No
that.
smile on it. No smile on it, which is so crazy.
My God, you robbed this man. I hope you know that. I hope you send him some like a Christmas gift. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Um,
He's my best friend now. I see him around and I'm like, dude, I love you for your 47. That's my new competition gun. Like, you know.
um, one of our prestigious commenters. We love you for dropping a comment. Thank you. Like the video. Join the Discord. Said flush fit ramjet on the X macro frame is the best in my opinion. That's what I have, um, and I think it's ideal. Like it doesn't make it too long. You're getting the X macro performance. In fact, maybe a little bit better.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, who is that for? I think it's for the person who bought a 365 years ago, thinking, man, this is like the coolest thing. And then they stop using it, they stop shooting it, they stop carrying it because it
Mhm.
is too snappy, too small. It doesn't perform as
Mhm.
well as their 19. And they're like, well, I can carry a 19, and I thought I needed to carry a smaller gun. I want to carry a bigger gun now. And so
Yeah.
uh, I don't feel
See,
bad.
and
Go ahead.
that's where I came from too. I had the 43X. I used to carry it almost every day, but I don't want to fall into the trap of the next shiny object where I have to buy a ramjet just to make it shoot better. I have to upgrade the magazine just to have more capacity. You know, I might as just I'm gonna buy a whole new gun because at that point I'm upgrading the whole system, and just to make it look the same lengthwise, function the same.
Do
And
you sell
I
guns?
hate
Or
that trap, and I don't want to fall into it. I sell them?
I said, do you sell guns or do you just like put them away? Are they sitting on a table somewhere?
No, I just gave them to my girlfriend, and she can carry it. You know, it's perfect
Okay,
size for
well,
her. I didn't.
at that point, as long as she enjoys shooting it, that's cool. For me,
Yeah.
I bought my wife a 43X and she liked it to a point, but she felt like ultimately like it was a little bit much with that with the snap on it. And so I was like, okay, well, when that Ramjet comes out, we're gonna make sure to get one because I
Hmm.
want the experience to be more pleasant for you. Now, does a compensator add other considerations? Yes, it does. So I don't think there's a people are gonna be like, oh, he just loves ramjets. He loves Radian. I do, but
There
I think there's an argument to be
there is
here.
no wrong choice. Yeah, there. I mean, there's no wrong choice with it. I mean, every person has their own purpose for what they need, right?
Hmm.
And if that purpose is, you know, you need a ramjet, then you need a ramjet for your purpose. But if my purpose is concealability, because you know, having a whole gun in her purse is already going to take up so much space, and
Gotta get her
their
a case
purses are
bag.
tiny as well, you know.
Get her a case bag. Case bag.
No, she's got plenty enough bags. I'm not getting her any more bags.
I got you. I got you. Hit me up afterwards.
Nah.
But
Um, I I I like the Ramjet, but I don't
it's
know.
got a
I
purpose.
don't have.
I would
Yeah,
never,
it's got a purpose.
ever in a million years, I would never put a ramjet on my duty gun. At least not the way I think currently. Maybe there's
Hmm.
another universe where I can, like, if I worked for, I don't work for a police department, but if I worked for a police department, and they were like, hey, if you qualify on this, the weapon, the way it's configured, we'll let you run it and you're covered under qualified immunity, all that, you know, that'd be
Mm,
one thing. But for me, if I work in private security, that's like my day
hmm.
thing. If I was working in security, whether it's like private contract security or like for corporate like private security, because I've done both. The corporate private security, they issue you a gun and it's completely
Mm,
unmodified. It's like the most bare bones basic thing, and I hate it. Like it works, it runs. I hate it. On the other side, with when you're doing like private contract, subcontractor type stuff, you carry what you want. Now, with that, you also don't have qualified immunity. And so you do something
mm.
right, you're in trouble. You do something wrong, you're in trouble. So do what you can to not be in trouble. So I'm not changing my triggers out. I'm not changing really anything. And I don't think I'd change my trigger out on a carry gun personally for a carry gun. For a fun gun like the RXM, where we take that to the range, we go just balls to the walls, we have a good time with it. I'll do that. How do
Mhm.
you feel about? I mean, how do you, I know you said about like RXMs and Ramjets and stuff. Would you rather buy a Walther PDP for a perfect trigger, or would you just be like, okay, I'm running the Glock 19, the trigger's trash. Can I change the trigger shoe for like less than $100 and get great performance?
Man, upgrade the trigger if you want to upgrade the trigger. Like, you know,
No,
I will say
Tango
stuff,
do?
and
What does Tango want to do?
I upgraded my trigger on my competition gun. But my carry gun, I keep it stock. I don't want to mess with that. But on my competition, I can show you right now. I have the what's it called, the Ace trigger system, the one that was
Oh,
not well, and then they fixed it.
so I will say they will pull the stream if you present a firearm on stream.
Oh,
So we'll see how that goes. That said, uh,
oh, my bad.
no, you're good. I think we're good. We'll
I did not
find out
know that.
30. No, I forgot to tell you.
I'm
We'll,
so sorry, YouTube.
dear YouTube, please don't hurt us. Um, that said, I think we're okay. But um, so can we walk through your competition piece? Because I know you presented it. You have the Ace trigger. You said from Trigger Tech.
Yeah, I have the Ace trigger system. Yeah, from Trigger that, and
Okay, so that's the
all my,
one that
if
changed
I
it so it's 1911 style.
yeah, I mean, it's a great trigger. I put it to 3.5 pounds, and that's the lowest I'll probably ever go. But I
3.5.
like
Awesome.
the first time. Yeah, right. I'm like, it's not a lot, but it's enough for me where it was a major difference. And the first time I brought it up, I was like, "Where's the wall?" And I just accidentally just popped off around right into A zone. Didn't even
He
mean to
said
do
I
that
cooked around
because
into the A zone. My bad.
I I desk popped it so bad because I just brought it up and I went to the wall and it went boom. So I just desk popped that and that was fun to me. I was like, oh my god, that was not great, but at least I'm competent enough with my firearms that I know what I'm kind of doing. So,
Yeah, I'm
but
impressed
other
having.
than that,
Yeah. Have you ever
uh,
shot like a
uh, rasp.
because they're nasty?
What, which one?
Have, have you ever shot anything with like a 2 pound trigger in it, like a 2011 with a 2 pound trigger?
No, and I'm scared to touch those guns. Like I don't
I
want
mean,
to touch.
I
I
would
don't
be
want
too
to.
if I had not done it yet. Like it's weird because you get to the wall and you think, okay, if I apply a little bit
Yeah,
more, gone, gone,
yeah.
this scent. It's amazing.
Those are dangerous. I don't know how I can feel about that. I don't like. I don't
Ah,
know. I
it's for
guess it's good for competition, right? But
it's for competition. You better know what you're doing. You better know what you're doing. You better
yeah,
be a professional.
and Uh, I, I am against people getting a trigger though if they are a new shooter, um, and that's like a video I actually want to make maybe on another channel. But like you get a new trigger because you are not a great shooter, but it just kind of like your bad habits are still there, but you have the
Mhm.
trigger that's improved enough where your habits don't show up, and
Mhm.
that's not a great that's not a great change. So
Well,
other
I
than
think
that, I have
old
brass
saying
plug with an OSI XR.
old saying is wherever you go, there you are. So it doesn't matter what gun you have, you still suck. That's it. You said
Yeah.
you have a brass plug. Can you explain that?
Yeah, it's brass plug is like 4 ounces. It goes into the hole between the thingy and the mag insert,
Still in
so
the
it just
strap
fills
of the
that
mag.
area up.
Yeah. Okay. So it goes in the back strap of the the back strap behind the mag well.
Yeah,
Does it extend
yeah.
out the back
No,
strap or does it just add weight?
no, it's flush with the mag, and well, it was designed to help guide the magazines into the mag well because of that. The hole between the back strap and the mag well, it catches it quite a bit. So it was designed to have a ramp to feed into the mag, where you insert the mag, and it adds weight to the end of it, so it kind of helps with the recoil impulse.
Hmm. Well, um, that's cool. And then you said you're running the O site, which O site is the most aggressive company when it comes to marketing and follow up emails. And did you get the optic? Can you post it with our link, please? And I'm just like, leave me alone. Like I post.
uh, I got to I well, I reached out to OSI. I was like, "Hey, OSI, like, I am missing some screws here because I lost it during one of the competitions." And they're like, "Great." And then I was like, "Also, can we like work together?" And they're like, "Oh, I'll put you on some contacts, you know."
Work together. Oh,
Yeah, and then I that's where I got in touch with Olight. But I personally like their product, and I like the engineering behind it. I mean, like like it's very on brand with me. I like the engineering. I like the innovation. So that's why I'm
yeah,
running it.
they're doing something good. Olight,
Mhm.
Olight's got kind of a weird reputation with the firearms community, mainly because they had some pistol mounted lights that cooked pretty badly. Um, like the battery tech was not all the way right. I think they make their own batteries. Whoever their supplier was, or whoever was making it in house, like however they stacked them. We had the Samsung Note 5 or Note 7 fiasco where the batteries were cooking.
Yeah,
So people were
yeah,
like on a flight. It sucks to have your phone cook in your pocket, be an isolated event.
yeah,
It especially sucks to be like in your range bag and next to live ammunition, there's a battery cooking next to everything. So I think like gun people are kind of like mad superstitious, like P320 superstitious, as in if we don't feel good about it, we don't do it. Like we got to feel great about it. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So I'm not here
And
to cook them because I have some stuff from them. I'm willing to give it a shot, but there's that stigma that gotta have to acknowledge, but also acknowledge that they
yeah,
come.
and it's there. Like I'm reading their Instagram comments, and they're having a war with everyone. Like everyone is just shooting punches back and forth with each other about that kind of topic. So I was like, that's so fun. Like that's
Yeah,
crazy. But I like again, like it could be a whole range of anything. Like I could mishandle something and it'll blow up. Is it my fault or is it whatever? But I appreciate that there's like acknowledgement of that, and it's worth talking about because stuff like that is dangerous and it's not stuff you can account for, right? So
hmm
um,
not from the standardized like the broad end user, because you know, oh my gosh, yeah, this comment we'll wrap up like the podcast segment. We kind of like went off the rails a little bit, but
yeah,
our commentator just said it's a feature. Use it as a grenade when you run dry. Um, nice. So Tango, can you let people know where to find you? And I guess if there's anything you need people to know about you before we sign off, and kind of I'm gonna go over to like an AMA and just hang out with the guys for a bit. If you want to hang around, you can. I know it's getting late.
Yeah. Find me on YouTube at Tango Explains. Find me on Instagram at Tango Explains. I'm here to just make educational content that just so happens to be having gun stuff in it. So I feel like that's the best way to describe me so far. People are like, "Oh, there's a newest gun tuber," but um, I think I'm more of an educator than a gun tuber because I'm not really into that much knowledge. But yeah, find me anywhere. Like I'm out here. You shoot my DMs and I'll instantly respond because I'm that addicted to my phone. So I'm here. Have a conversation with me.
Nice. So, guys, we're not just heads up. We're not signing off of the live stream. We're just signing off of the podcast. So don't go anywhere. Give me 1 second. Let me do a quick sign off of the podcast. I'll edit it down, and we'll go from there. Guys, thank you so much for watching, listening, wherever you are, to Gun Club Radio. My name is Aaron, and thank you for listening to our conversation with Tango. All right. See you next time. Okay. Tango. So we got more comments rolling in. We got at least one more about the O site
Someone
video.
said tech nerd, and
Yeah, Black
you
Black
are
Powder.
right. I'm a huge tech nerd. I work in tech, so it kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah, Black Powder's a cool guy. If he said that, it's a major compliment. Um, Tech nerd,
Thank you,
thumbs
man.
up. What is this sticker? I don't even know what that means. But is a OSIDE SE has been excellent. OSIDE should do more traditional battery models too. I think so. Like if you can go 2032, I think people would trust
Hmm.
it more.
I
But it's
agree.
gotta go ahead and just sell it with not the OLite 2032. You gotta sell it with the um hold on, SE. Doesn't the SE, sorry, I'm thinking about OLights. The SE, doesn't that already have a traditional battery?
Yeah, it
Uh,
does not have the magnet one, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, I mean the magnet thing was cool. But you know, people,
I really do like the magnet one.
yeah.
It is so cool. Like the technology to even do that is insane.
I guess it's like very normal tech though. Like it's like wireless charger using the copper
Yeah.
rings.
And that's where I'm like the two-way stuff is like always behind of the newest and most latest innovation in tech, right? Like we need more of tech innovation. Um,
I see right here. I gotta put it on the private.
yeah, like we're look at that. The
Because I was like,
PLX is the step in the right direction.
yeah, I would say the PLX is a step in the right direction. Olight sent me quite a few things. I've been running it for the last like running Olight for the last probably 2 years at this point, just trying to see like,
Yeah.
is this a company? They have a lot of baggage. Is this a company that, having spent time with their product, can we um, can we actually use it? Um,
Hmm.
hold on. This sponsor is now sponsored by Osite. That's funny. This segment is now sponsored by Osite. Yeah, we spent like 45 minutes talking about a nice Chinese optic and light brand. This podcast is now sponsored by us. Yeah, I don't. I no. You know, I've asked them to cover costs for different things, and there's always questions in the gun space about like, oh, they paid you for this, or they this, and there's a lot of conversations to be had about the ethics behind payment. But did you know that the Federal Trade Commission considers a free product payment, and that video is now sponsored by that company? So
Hmm.
realistically, you have to disclose that legally
Yes.
to your listeners. So
Yes. Yeah, and then that's my disclosure. Thank you for giving my disclosure out. You know, they sent me a free product. I'm here to have fun.
hey,
And that's the part of YouTube I'm like I'm scared of. Like, what if I do something wrong and it's gonna come back and bite me? I don't want it to bite me.
Yeah. Well, somebody said OSIT's been making waves just when I thought it would be great. Saw two of them go down in class. That can happen, unfortunately. Um, should do a podcast with OSIT next. We should. Tango, you should come and help me do that. Not because you're Asian. Are you Asian?
Oh, yeah, I'm Chinese, and I think that's part of the reason why they're like, oh, dude, let's just send him a site or send him a light.
He just got started. Send him a light now, right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Now,
Somebody said I've seen acros go down in class. I mean, can we have that conversation that like every optic has gone down? It is a manufactured
hmm
product. Somebody said, and I don't know how much I can say. I'm trying to say this in a way that doesn't disclose who told me what, but they said, "Hey, just so you know, there's an optic. There's two enclosed optics in the space, and both of our optics are exactly the same. They're made in the same factory. They're the exact same internals, different housing, different branded housing. And so maybe you're getting better results from one housing from another because of like heat distribution, materials, impact resistance, same exact components, same glass, same electronics, same batteries. Like you would be surprised. And one is they're both, I think, like American brands, but they're both made in like Chinese factories. So
hmm yeah,
yeah.
that is like, and again, like it's a business, it's like they want to make money, so that's the best way for them to cut costs. And it's it's kind of hard to trust companies because of that kind of practice, like where it's not disclosed to anyone. It's only if you know. And that's the problem, where like that's why people only trust two brands of optics, because there is so much weird stuff going on that we're just kind of,
Personally, I've had a great relationship with Holosun. I've never run their pistol lights. I've had a great relationship with Holosun for a long time. Josh is our guy. If we ever need anything, we reach out. I haven't asked for anything for a long time just because I've not had a real reason to. I don't just request product just to request product. I don't think that's ethical
yeah,
or right. Um,
yeah.
but you know, when you get a
I
chance to spend time with product, you can get to know it well. So I think it's good to
mhm.
spend.
I I love my Holosuns. I like the new stuff they're coming out with the night visions, and for especially for hunting. That's great stuff.
Yeah, that stuff is free.
That is technology that we need to have more often in this
Mhm.
space.
Hold on, let me add some text to the screen because I'm just realizing. Ask me anything. That we're in an Ask Me Anything segment. This podcast is now sponsored by Ask Me Anything, boys. Um, just nothing too personal. Um, hold on. Somebody said they shouldn't limit themselves. I think talking about OSI and OLight to being a magnet battery company. SE is proof that they can make traditional optics and compete with Holosun in their packages. Excellent. Holosun, Siley, Gideon, but I think Holosun's kind of like elevated a little bit as they're selling optics for like $400, which is not nothing. It's not too crazy though. Like it's a lot. It's double the price of your gun though. It depends on the gun. Um,
Oh, my gun for sure.
your gun for sure. Um, I think product.
And
Yeah, product is a form of
it's
payment.
it's it's good. It's good that OSI is here to disrupt the market, because it has really. I mean, if you've used any of the OSI products, you've really opened your eyes to knowing that maybe price is not just the limiting factor, because it's not, right? Even if it goes down, how much are you losing? You're losing $150. You can buy four different Holosuns with 150, four different OSIDs with 150 or $150, for the same price as a Holosun. So
Yeah, depending on the house, right? And God forbid we talk about like
yeah,
MSRP on a Trijicon RCR for an enclosed optic. Um, right now, Gideon's coming out with their enclosed RMR footprint optic. Siley came out with their enclosed optic. It was the Wolf EDG, which is actually very good. Let no one fool you. That was good. And I don't even like Siley as a brand. I think that they've done a lot of weird stuff. They've been real catty with other brands, like in disrespectful ways. But like, guess what? They're disrupting the market too. And I think it can't just be one. Like, it can't just be Spirit Airlines and they're disrupting the market by offering lower prices. Because when Spirit Airlines goes down, every other airline goes up, like every other one.
Yep.
There was
Yep.
some analyst who, and like I have a lot of interest, right? And so I study the news a little bit. And so there was some analyst who was like, like all the other airlines hated Spirit because they were like not artificially suppressing the market, but by their actions in making certain choices, they were keeping the market in a certain place where the other airlines could not compete where they wanted to compete. They wanted to go even higher, and they
Hmm.
can't. And part of the consequences of flying Spirit is you have to pay for your own snacks, which is crazy. Like, pay for my snacks, I guess. Pay for your personal item. Dang, just gonna go with what I came with.
I I love that kind of operation of that model as well, that business
Mhm.
model where you enable that kind of that feeling, because are you really willing to spend $300 on a flight for the same price as $75? Because how much more are you getting? You're just going to the same destination. Maybe the terminal might be more hectic, more crazy people there, you know, but at the end of the day, Spirit had um, no accidents whatsoever. So
Yeah, which is crazy to me because I've been on some Spirit flights where I'm like, I'm flying with the Spirit. I'm praying, dear Lord, let this thing go down.
yeah,
Dear Lord, don't let this thing go down.
it, yeah, yeah.
Flight was delayed for 6 hours. Didn't go down though. Didn't go down. Rustic Arms,
Um,
he's a rifle maker and he makes 2011s. The Levite is the new 2011 they dropped recently. Good dude, great owner, and crazy good entrepreneur. We love what he does. We think he's good for the space.
mm,
What up, Rustic? So, gonna go through some of these questions because this is an AMA. This isn't Ask Me Anything, and I don't see a lot of questions. I don't see a lot of questions, but I do see a lot of comments, which is great. Um, just got some RMR HD and RCR stuff in. TreasureCon likes you. What? Or did you have to go buy it? That's crazy. Full Metal Sensei, he's an instructor out of like the DMV area. He's got a lot of cool clientele.
mm,
He gets a lot of fancy guns because of who he is. Definitely doesn't have the features in it. These Chinese brands, but they're built like tanks. RCR screws are annoying. Yeah, I think that's huge, right? Is you want to be able to like trust the product to a point like that. A drop, a spill, especially if you're in law enforcement or security, like myself, that if you get into it with somebody, and we get into it all the time, that if I end up on the ground and I end up getting rolled over on, and there's three guys tangled up, because it's not just me, it's me and probably at least two other guys for real. Um, we're all rolling
mhm.
around that 600 pounds on the hood of my dot. Um, is it going to bust it? And the answer is maybe, but it would be nice if it didn't, because warranty claims suck, you know, like no
Oh
matter,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
and that's where you mentioned like, I would say, well, it's only $150 lifetime warranty, but if you have to claim the warranty, you never want to claim it.
Yeah,
Best warranty is the one you never claim. So, mm-hmm.
I see Primary Arms. I love Primary Arms optic. I think it is very cool, especially the ACSS optics. They're very nice.
The Vulcan type.
Highly recommend. Yes, I love them.
Yeah, I think they're great, especially for new shooters that oversize ring.
Yeah.
If we're talking about the same thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean it's, and they have the elevation drop stuff too, which is kind of nice to have. But for the price, it's pretty good. And if you,
They,
I'm that's why I'm like, I'm against people saying that, like, oh, PSA sucks, because like if PSA is all you can afford and you have nothing previously, then get a PSA and slap something on that could protect your life, something that can actually be there when you need it, versus having
Mhm.
and saving for a year to have nothing, but like that's my 2 cents. I'd rather have someone to have something than
Yeah,
nothing.
I'm actually I'm with you in the sense that I'm a big fan of gateway drugs. You know what I mean? So like, can we
Mm,
get you maybe?
yeah.
Did you? My first gun was a Glock 19 from a pawn shop in Virginia. I think at the time it was like 450. So like, obviously I got ripped off because you bought a Glock 47 for like 250. So I'm like, clearly I don't
Used.
know. Yeah, mine was used too, but barely. Like there was no, there's not even any wear on the feed ramp. Like he was like, "You sure this was used?" So, um, that said, like that held me over for so many years, and my brother just borrowed it so he could get some familiarization to decide what he wants to buy for his first gun, um, and just the idea of can we get that gateway drug so we can get you in the door, and then you can decide, oh, am I gonna
Hmm.
upgrade into, because there's a lot of super rich guys who maybe buying a gun seems like the lowest priority, and maybe they get a Glock, and but next time they're gonna go buy somebody's 2011, they're gonna go buy a Rostic, they're gonna go buy a 2311 or something like that because they can afford it, you know, or um, it just kind of depends. So,
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm the same way.
yeah.
Red, green, or gold dot?
He said red, green, or gold. Green for me. Somebody said, do I supplement my
Not gold.
I don't know. Are we in Call of Duty? Why gold? I think color blindness, apparently gold, a gold dot works for people. Um, Somebody
Oh,
said, do
really? I didn't think about that. That's pretty cool.
I anything like that? I used to. I have not trained in martial arts in some time. Um, I'm embarrassed to say, but I used to do Krav quite a bit. So, and some of that sticks with you, but I think there's still like um, a certain amount of exertion that you get when you have to fight somebody for 30 seconds or more. Tango, have you ever done any like BJJ, boxing, anything like that?
No, and I'm in a position where if something happens, then so be it, But no, all my friends are in BJJ, and I was like, dude, I gotta start getting into it. But with this YouTube stuff that I'm doing, like I'm spending after my 9 to 5, I have to eat, dinner, gym, and then also have to do my video stuff. So it takes
Well,
up
I'm
quite a bit of
surprised.
time, and I don't have a lot left over.
Yeah, surprised when you're trying to maintain a dating relationship that she's letting you get away with being a YouTuber, because that's not.
Oh,
It's
she's my biggest hater. Biggest hater.
you're still doing that little YouTube. Yeah, yeah, I feel you.
No,
Thankfully, my
and I'm like, I got 1 million views, and she's like, wow, okay. I'm like,
I'm
okay, whatever.
gonna keep my opinion to myself. How about that? How about that? I'm trying to stay in her good graces. So, um, y'all need to train some hand to hand. Yep, absolutely. I absolutely agree. Got to get back into the gym on that in that regard. Obviously, I've spent some time with it. I've done some training in many different disciplines, but need to get back into it. Um, and Rostic, can we get some more questions? We're getting a lot of statements, not a ton of questions, although we are getting some questions. Trijicon will never make a budget optic or EOTech. They have too many LE and military contracts. They would win if they did a budget optic. Look at the $300 um, that just released. What is that? Audemars. Oh, is that the watch? Um,
The APX swatch. It's a cool design, but it's a cool concept. But I agree with the other people. I don't think they will ever make a budget object because of the reputation they have gotten so far. Because like they have worked so hard to get the reputation that they have right now, and to make a budget optic would make people question that. And I feel like that's where.
Well, Glock is the same as in any gun that you want Glock to actually make. they will not make it until they get a government
Hmm.
contract that encourages them to do that. And I would say, well, what about, you might say, like, what about the Glock 43X? Clearly, that was a civilian gun. Was it though? Was it? Hold on. Was it? So the Glock 43X, you know, fact check me, was developed in tandem with different law enforcement agencies that wanted kind of like that concealed carry style gun, wanted that undercover gun that gets you the amount of rounds that's required, the 10 rounds, and is slimmer. You can get a good grip on it. And that was one thing that they wanted, of course, like everything they do is, what does the military and law enforcement want? Can we sell it to a lot of agencies? And if not, they're not going to make it. Period. You,
Yeah,
you
and
wonder why the
it's
COA was an issue? That.
at at the end of the day, it's a business. They want money. So I feel like we, especially more recently, what Glock did with the Glock V series highlights that because they want to be in compliance. So they want more money, and it's a business.
Mm-hmm. Rustic Arms, he agrees. My man said he got me. Pull up. Yes, we agreed that it was a watch. Thank you for verifying. I'm not a big watch guy, and I think I need to become a watch guy. Like, I feel like once I get my YouTube straight, I'm gonna start investing thousands of dollars into timepieces that go on my hand and sit on my in my watch box.
It'll be in my closet.
Yeah.
I'm bare
Uh,
bones. I don't want anything on me.
well, somebody said a $4,000 Rolex would go up in value, and will get you noticed in business meetings. And then somebody was like, "Well, no, the guys who care about Rolexes in business meetings, they do not care if you have a $4,000 Rolex. They know the difference." I said, "Oh, okay."
Man, $10 Casio tells the same story as a $4,000 Rolex.
That you care about being on time. ADHD. I struggle with being on time. So
Yep.
somebody said, "Question: Why don't you have a Rustic Arms yet?" That's a great question because your boy's Poe. um, no, I'm just not at a point where I can do it. I was actually just talking to Heavy about that we need to get one. We got to get one in the studio. Um, it's just not time yet. We got to get to a point where we're rolling, making content. We can justify the expense. We can justify the time committed to making a video about a rifle, which those are like the level. Like, if you think making gun content's hard, try to make rifle content. To me, it's a step
Mm.
ahead, because there's a lot of rifles, and how do you tell the story? Like, it goes from being like a review to like a narrative thing, storytelling is
Yeah,
huge.
yeah, yeah.
What
That's
do you
that's
about that?
where I want to be at.
Oh, tell me more.
I Yeah, I don't want to just be about the gun. I want the process, the whole process. That's why I'm not just going to tell you the facts about whatever, the 300 blackout. I don't want to just tell you a spec sheet of it. I want to take you through the process and make it a journey. Make it fun, make it interesting.
Hmm.
So, same
Yeah.
way. Even if I'm making my future YouTube, if I'm making YouTube, reviews and stuff like that, I want to make it a journey. It's not just going to be about the content.
Yeah. Um, Gundork roasting me says I can't get him to shoot a match with me even when I went to Texas. I told you I was on probation. I was on probation at work. I couldn't just leave over. Hey man, come shoot the belt match. Come, was it the PSL pumpkin spice latte match? Um, with Hunter Constantine. So, hey, Hunter Constantine, if you're out there, come on the show, talk about your match. Would love to do something. Um, and
And we love you. I love you.
hey, we all love Hunter Constantine until he does something wild, and then we'll cancel him. And so, Glock 43, the backup option. Yeah, Glock 43, I think, was an underrated gun that did things that people hated. Like, how that? Well, why in the world would you let your pinky finger dangle off a gun? It just seems like a terrible thing. Seems like a terrible thing. Um, Somebody said, I don't know. I think if people had a choice between picking up a Trijicon the same features as Holosun at the same price as Holosun, people would buy the Trijicon. They would, but they don't care about you. They care about their law enforcement and military contracts here and abroad. And if they could send 10,000 units to, a specific agency or to the law enforcement groups around the world and keep their prices high, because they don't get to sell optics at $1,000 to civilians. They're MSRP'd at $1,000, and then the street price goes down because that is what it is. But they can MSRP it really high because that's what the agencies will buy it at, or they'll buy it at an agency discount, and still they're going to make a killing. Versus selling it for $400 and now they have to sell it for like $200. They don't have to play in that pool anymore because they're a legacy brand. And if it sounds like I'm talking out of the side of my face, I promise you I'm not. But go look it up. Ask ChatGPT. So you could say watch pieces are. Gun do I get some letters? LE military can still get Glock, make Gen 3, Gen 5. I can't read that. Can you read that?
Law enforcement military can still get Glock to make Gen 3s and Gen 5s for law enforcement and military, but retail, they can't do that.
I guess if they're special repeating it, yeah. But Glock's trying to move on. And I feel like the only reason they made Gen 6 is to satisfy certain law enforcement customers. That and people were harassing them too much. But
and the V series, we know.
Oh, the V series pissed me off so much. I was like, that's corruption at its
Yeah.
highest. Like, what do you? Oh, you made it so you, dude. Very nice. Comes out with Gen 6 2 days later. The disrespect. I don't wear any jewelry outside of my wedding ring. My wife bought me a watch for our wedding gifts. It's like a nice little couple $100 Citizen. I'm happy with that. I'll wear it to like a business meeting.
Oh yeah.
I might buy another one at some point, maybe for our 10-year or 15 or whatever. Maybe I'll get another one. Oh, you know what? This is a problem. This is a big problem. All right, hold on. Somebody said, question, who is your guest? Always got to do it. And I didn't even put your name on the thing. All right, what's your name? Tango.
I'll explain myself. I'm Tango. I run a YouTube channel called Tango Explains, where I go into the educational and history and engineering side of the gun space, military space. And I do it in a very unique format that I hope you've never seen before, at least on YouTube. Maybe on TikTok you've seen stuff like this, but not on YouTube.
Hey, we love a TikToker. TikTok.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's add that to little thing. We'll put that underneath you, or maybe we'll put it up here so people know who you are. And then I'll go ahead and I'll post your YouTube link one more time so people can make sure to subscribe. Yes. Go ahead.
Oh, did I freeze?
No.
Am I frozen?
You're still here, bud.
Oh no.
No, you're still here. Don't say it. No. God.
Yeah, I'm not frozen. Okay.
Yeah, you're here. Yes. It was just an FU to appease the loss. The V will be discontinued. Are they not discontinued yet? Jesus, give me strength. I hate it all. So it says, I've been seeing Holosun in Leo firearms recently. Yes, I have too. Budget reliable, might not be as reliable as Trijicon, but certainly getting there. Surefire, Trijicon, there are certain military brands that, I have decent relationship with Surefire, at least in the past. I haven't talked to them recently. They've always been good to me. But I will say, that kind of pissed me off with the whole, everything we sell is Gucci Gucci. Like I know it's like good quality, but like at the same time, so is Streamlight. So
Yeah, and that's why we need more of Streamlight kind of brands to come into and disrupt the market, because we can't be stuck in a ways where we're always saying that this is
he did freeze. Nice. I'm gonna file a freaking ticket. Why are we struggling? Mm-hmm. All right, let me kick him out. Hey guys, while we're waiting on him to come on in again, we're probably about 5 minutes. We have about 5 minutes left in the stream, and then we'll cut it. But let me. I need to file a ticket because this app's been acting up on us. Mm-hmm. All right. You guys let me know if there's any other questions you guys have while we're waiting on Tango. If he's able to hop back in, and then we'll go from there. Nice to meet you. Subscribe. Hey man, thank you for supporting our guest. He's a cool guy. Definitely appreciate him. Hey, want a big shout out to the Black Powder Podcast, supporting the channel, gifting the people memberships to Gun Club Radio. Today's person that's been gifted is this person on the screen. Shout out to them. You have access to all of our little members videos, and of course, if you are subscribed to the memberships, hop over to our Discord. Let me know. I'm gonna send you a free hat. Not this one. We have some sports hats that just came out. We'll go from there. I've always looked at value, cost effective, best, and best. There's always a balance. Yeah, but you're also the Tanfo guy. Man gifted me a membership since you're given. He said, "Man, give me a membership since you're gonna give me." How about Rustic? How about you just jump in the Discord and let me know you're there, and I'll send you a hat. I'm gonna get one made for you. Yeah. He said a person. Hold on. Is there ever a point where we push for better, since best and cheap is always curious about people's opinion? Man, I think it's so hard because people want a certain thing. I think it's giving him a hard time. I think people they want an AR-15. My guy, the gunny guy, his wife, the gunny gal, they've been making content for a little bit. And he was just ranting about like what happened to the time. Like there was a time like Modern Warfare 2 time where like we had cool guns, like we had ACRs, we had FAMASs, like we had some like cool guns, and now we only have the AR and like AR derivatives. Even like, oh, there's a Belgium military unit, and they're making like a special rifle type thing. It's like a scout rifle, like a DMR, but it's an AR, just with better controls in some ways. What's going on here? They said it won't let me select who gets memberships. PSL belt. Sorry, there's something going on. Somebody gifted memberships. I want to give them a shout out. Let me scroll down. We need better weapon lights Sorry. Oh, you wish. Jason, welcome back to the party.
I'm glad to be here again.
Sorry, was it giving you a hard time? Did it take you like forever to get back in?
Yeah, it just says I got disconnected and
Yeah.
womp womp technology. What do we
I,
know about it?
I, I don't even know. This thing's pissing me off. But people were talking about all sorts of things. He said, I've been running the echelon lately. Yeah, I saw that. Echelon. Um, dude. Extra spicy. Gifted one gun club membership. Appreciate that, man. You are a chat
Hey,
at Chattington. Dude, hop into the Discord. Should be the pin link. And just send me a DM. I'm gonna send you a hat. Mm-hmm. You should check out the HGM from Heist Defense. Do you recognize any of these things?
no idea what heist defense is. Oh my
What
god, that'd make me
what is
struggle
that?
with that.
Yeah, I'm over here. I'm like, I'm not even gonna bother reading it. Like, what is that?
Extra spicy otaku. Let's go.
Yeah, shout out.
Thank you
There,
for your
got
appreciation and supporting the channel.
Hey, we love that. Gundork had a conversation with Zermatt guys about pricing. Did you tell them to lower the price? Because I don't think they will. Um, everything was underground firearms Geneva Convention. Yeah. Might be justified in the fact that I have over 10,000 in Trigicons, another 8 in EOTechs. Dude. Oh my God. That's actually not hard to do. Like, all you need to do
Yeah.
is 11 or even 10 if you talk about like pure MSRP. And truth be told, he is a retailer. So, like, that's not hard for him to do. That's a lot of inventory.
Yeah. That's a lot of inventory. Oh my god.
Like, I don't know. I think too small. And then I think, how much money in cameras do I have right now in equipment?
Yeah.
I probably need to up my insurance a little bit to cover it all. Like, it sounds like I'm trying to flex. I'm not. I'm horrified.
No, it's a problem. I live in the Atlanta region, so I am hyper scared of leaving anything in my car. So
Yeah. Yeah. I think I need to leave a dog in my car, like a big dog. Yeah.
yeah.
Don't do that. You'll go to jail. I was like, why don't we have a G36 now? It's because we're obsessed with the AR. He said, man, this cap, give me a membership, bro. Yo, hit me up. I'm gonna send you a hat. Hop in the Discord, bro. It's pinned. The people that buy the Waltz 9 are buying that and other expensive guns. Yeah. Talking about the Jamont. Can you walk us through your dry fire training? Tango, go for it. Take it away.
Um.
Just computer, bro.
I
Don't show me.
just if you see my no, if you see my room, it's just plastered all over, just all the targets, no shoot targets, all the targets around, and I'm just running around in my room, just like live playing a scenario of USPSA and just practicing that way. But
Yeah.
yeah,
For me, it's a little bit more simple. I just try to keep it simple. I'm doing the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. And guys, here's a 5-minute warning. We're gonna wrap it up soon. I'm just trying to get through some of these comments. And so what I'll do: empty the gun, clear the gun, double check, fire into a corner, make sure we don't disc pop, and then out of the holster onto a target. Like there's like different little marks in the room, like this corner, that little thing hanging up on the wall, and try to. And these are small items, so they scale in your vision. So
Mhm.
thing that's like 6 inches long. Give me 1 second.
I I also do a lot of single-handed fire, dry fire at least, because uh, you get to a point of where you're so used to dry firing with two hands that you sometimes lose the fundamentals with single hand, and it really isolates your trigger finger and making sure your trigger finger, your grip, and everything is working perfectly together. So when I dry fire, I usually do the normal routine, draw and everything, but also transition to single-handed trigger press to make sure that my fundamentals are still there and making sure that I am not doing anything dumb. I am in the ATL area, so yeah, I'm
Yeah,
pretty close
I
by.
don't do a whole lot of single hand. I mean, I will. Um, so I for a while, and I'm not going to show it. I had a Mantis, um, Mantis X, a Titan X, which is a more or less a Glock 45, completely
Hmm.
plastic laser. It gives you the exact molding, so you can press it out and get your shots, get your targets. Uh, you can actually mount an optic to it, use your app to track your training, all that. I wasn't doing so much training in with the app because I've just keep it simple, stupid. But coming
Hmm.
out of that, and you're leaving it on your desk, you get so many more reps in, right? But when I'm in the office, I have something like this. This is a modular target
Okay.
system. Friend of mine makes it. Pause, young unk. um, and so literally it's magnetic. I put it on my whiteboard, or I'll put it on these little PVC stands. And so I actually have a target to train on, which is great. And
Dude,
then you can kind of like,
that is sick.
yeah, like
Dude,
these are
that
great.
is so sick.
Yeah, I just linked it. I know Maddie. She's one of the owners of the company. She came on the show a while ago. I just linked it. So if you guys want to go check them out, please go check them out. I get nothing from telling you guys except the satisfaction knowing you have a decent product. It's actually a good product. That said, that said, um, the absolute simplest thing, because I don't have them in my room, I have them in the office. When I'm in the room and I'm just like, okay, I'm about to head out. Let me get some reps in before work. Let me get some reps in before church. Let me get some reps in before dinner. I'll clear it out just before I leave the house, especially if I'm switching guns. I'll try to make sure
Hmm.
I get reps in and get 10, at least a good solid 10 reps in, you know, press out, pull the trigger, feel that trigger pull, feel where it breaks, kind of like know the gun. And that's, I think, the important thing about shooting and the difference between guys who are just getting started and guys who have been doing it for a little while. And maybe I sound goofy to the guys who are like, oh, so veteran, is like to know the gun, like to know where it breaks, how it breaks. It kind of gets a little chalky on that
Hmm.
side. Like that feels right. Um, so I really didn't want to talk about dry fire, but here we are. Thanks, bro. Law abiding church. At church, I'm on the church security team, so I'm carrying the biggest gun I can at church. Um, but I mean, especially now that like you even see like this that mosque got shot up, and the security officer perished, unfortunately. And there's a lot of people there. Like,
Hmm.
regardless of how you feel about anyone involved, like that's a tragedy. Like, no one should try to
Yeah.
go and live together or go have a relationship with God or try to have a spiritual moment and feel like, oh my gosh, am I gonna die? You know?
Uh, Stuff like that is really sad. Like that's why my friends are like, you're hyper scared of stuff. Like you're
Mhm.
paranoid of all of these things because I'm not paranoid. I'm just like, I know stuff like this happens, and you would never expect it to happen in this specific scenario, but you just want to be able to be prepared if it does happen. But it's yeah, it's wild. Like life is not that crazy. Like it should not be like that.
Yeah. Um, so I'm just trying to get through some of these guys. We were supposed to end a little while ago, but these guys keep talking, and it's like, where were y'all in the first 30 minutes of the show? Because YouTube a while to let you know we were going to be here. Um,
Yeah.
Atlas doesn't. When are we hanging? We hanging? You, what's going on here? RXM is yuck. RXM is fine, but it's better when it's better. I know he loves to talk junk about the RXM. Um, these guys have been going on. I can't possibly keep up with all the comments. Somebody's asking me, yeah, what's the last suppressor we picked up? Do you own any suppressors, Mr. Tango Gennaro?
I do own a suppressor, and It's my only suppressor. It's the Verse 36 B&T, the 36 cal, and
T.
I love it. So
Yeah, nice. And the RX-7 doesn't care about black people. The RX-7 doesn't care. Hey, Ruger has had some weird controversies in the past, especially with that old marketing thing, like mid 2000s, like 2008, 2000 late type. They had the marketing flyer that said like Ruger Hard R Edition or something like that. And I'm just like, what does that even mean, sir? Sir, this is a Wendy. Like, so that's where a lot of guys, especially dudes in the black community, are just like, do we mess with Ruger? Do we mess with Caltech? Because Caltech is, I think, even more egregiously. Oh, like when Caltech did that tour with, I guess they let George Zimmerman after he had that really controversial case where he killed a young black kid, and a lot of people were like, George Zimmerman's like a terrible person, blah blah blah. And Caltech was like, "Oh, he used the Caltech. Come on, George, like let's do a tour." And I don't know if I'm misrepresenting it, if they were just like, "Oh, somebody wants the factory tour, okay," or if they were like, "Oh, well, thank you for coming, George. Like, high five." Like I don't like. There's
yeah,
a lot of pain and beef amongst like black gun owners and certain companies
yeah.
that have been weird. So I'm offering context. I'm not offering a lot of commentary. I'm offering context to why Rostig is saying what he's saying. So I think Ruger's fine right now, just because I know they've been working with a lot of like dudes who I know that work with like young kids who are trying to like come up and do the right thing. And it's like, okay, yeah, if you're gonna work with them and kind of like put your money where your mouth is, I'm going to give you not a pass, but I'm gonna like not actively beat you up. So
Mm.
if that makes sense. So good night, sir. I know some people are hopping off the show. Absolutely love the fact that you guys all pulled up. Thank you for supporting Tango, and I hope you guys go support his channel. I'm gonna post it one more time in the chat for y'all, because guess what? It's getting late, and y'all need to go support the people who support us. And Tango's supporting us with his time. Spent 2 hours with us. Can't say thank you enough. You could have been doing anything, but Ruger gave away.
I'm glad to be here. This is fun. I'm here to talk. I be yapping all the time, so this is my profession now.
Yeah. Well, as a professional yapper myself, appreciate you for coming on and yapping. So, yeah, anything you want to say to the people before we expire this stream?
No, just thank you guys for your time. Thank you for being here and having a conversation with us, because I am a new face in this industry. So if you want to learn anything about me, go ahead and drop me a comment, shoot me a DM. I want to get to know you guys, so I'm happy to be here. Thank you guys for being here and spending time with me.
Nice. Guys, quick heads up. I will be doing a dedicated video responding directly to a lot of the comments that we got about the Canik Prime Radian. That video did really well for us, and there's like over 150 questions and comments on that video. So if you would do me a favor, if you haven't already left a comment over there, I'm gonna read the best comment first, and then anybody who's left, like any members, like Black Powder Podcast is a member of our channel, we're gonna prioritize his comment if he's got one. I think he does actually. And then anybody who's left like super thanks, we'll prioritize them just as a thank you for supporting what we do. And then we'll try to get a few more comments and questions. We'll probably do a long version of that because there's so many questions. We'll put that on Spotify, kind of make it easy for you guys to watch, because who wants to watch a 30-minute video of me talking about questions that you guys had that could have already been answered? And for anything that hasn't been answered, I'll reach out to Ryan from Radian and say like, hey, the people need to know, when's this gun coming out? And I happen to know, and y'all aren't going to like that. All right. A said, dude, join the Discord. Just join the Discord. I'm going to send you a hat. All right, guys. Dudes, peace. Y'all be good.